Hey everybody, Jeff, Grand Lake Outdoor Report. Hey, thanks for listening as always. I appreciate that. Everybody at Over Excalibur Sporting Goods appreciates it, and I know all the good folks at KGVE are glad you're listening to their channel. Hey, the fishing right now is really, really good. We are going into that early summer pattern. The lake is clearing up. The black bass are biting, white bass are biting, crappie. Catfish are still kind of on the spawn right now. You still can catch a few. Flathead should be going into the nest here before too long, and the blue cats should be starting to come out as we get toward the end of June. But if you're a hand fisherman, I'd say right now you could probably get bit, and those big old blue catfish, they're not like those flatheads. Once they get a hold of you, they like to do donuts on your fingers and your hands down there, and boy, I tell you, once they get your finger or hand in their mouth, it's really hard to get away from them guys. They're just kind of ferocious. You know, I've been fishing quite a bit on the lake, been visiting with people out there. It's good to see all the folks out fishing at Grand Lake. The weekends have been really busy. We've had great weather, even though we've had a few little pop-up storms, which happens this time of year. But, man, we got a lot of people out enjoying the lake. I am getting geared up to actually do some bass fishing. Since I took over Lucky Strike, we built our assortment out, and we're getting ready to release our catalog. That catalog is going to include white bass, crappie, walleye, black bass, and Lucky Strike historically has been really big in crappie and black bass products, and even probably more well known for black bass or largemouth bass than anything else. So I'm actually gearing up to do some bass fishing, so maybe for once somebody can actually report about bass fishing on the fishing report, because we've got a lot of great bass fishermen at this lake, but unfortunately they pretty tight-lipped, because many of those guys are tournament anglers, and when they're got money on the line, they're not really keen on giving you away all their tips. But I'm into selling fishing tackle, and I want to show you how Lucky Strike tackle works. So if I can get out there and find some fish, I'm going to show you how to do it. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is the scrounger. Many anglers have heard about scroungers for a long time, but not very many anglers have fished them for crappie and white bass and walleye. They've been a mainstay product for bass anglers for a long time. And I can tell you, the scroungers that we have there at Lucky Strike are incredible. I've been running a 2.5 inch Lucky Bug, which is our crappie, straight tail crappie product with a real flimsy floppy tail. And I've been putting that on an 1/8 ounce scrounger and casting out over brush, and then casting out into suspended crappie. I've been finding some of my suspended crappie and white bass underneath the bridges when we got some shade in the middle of the day. And you get that scrounger down there in front of those fish, and buddy, I'm going to tell you, they will hop all over that thing. It's a lot of fun to fish with. It's not hard to fish with. It's cast it out and reel it in. The faster you reel it, the more it wobbles. The slower you reel it, the slower it wobbles. And I would encourage you to look up Lucky Strike scroungers if you've never used them. I'm telling you, I've been exposed to how great a product they were. I didn't really know how good a product they were till a little over a month ago. And then last week, I went fishing with Jimmy Houston and Crystal Keith, Toby's daughter. We fished down at Jimmy's Twin Eagle Ranch down by Sulphur, Oklahoma. And I tell you, Crystal got the Whiskey Girl Lucky Bug out and put that on an 1/8 ounce scrounger. And you can't believe the size of bass that she caught there at Jimmy's place. Now, Jimmy's got a lot of big bass in his 130-acre lake, but if a big old bass will jump on it there consistently, it's going to happen other places. Now, I don't really recommend 1/8 ounce scroungers and 2.5 inch lures for bass at Grand Lake, but they definitely will catch fish, and they'll catch a lot of white bass and crappie. When I start running scroungers for bass fishing, I'm going to run those scroungers up. Probably a half ounce or so is about where I'm probably going to start. Run them on 30-pound braid with a 4 or 5 inch bait. We've got a bait there called a ringworm that's got a small curl tail on it. I'm going to rig those scroungers up with the ringworms, and then we've got what is called the old Guido bug, which is a crawdad, and that's what I caught all my bass on down at Jimmy's, was a scrounger with the old Guido bug on it, and it was a black one that had red pinchers, and boy, that wobbling action on that scrounger dressed up with that Guido bug was hard on them. So I'm looking forward to this next chapter. It took us a year to get the assortment put together, a starting point, and learn how to do all the American-made manufacturing, all the painting, injection molding. But we got a great team of people at Greenwood now, and we've learned how to do it. The catalog's put together. So now it's time for me to go out and learn more about these products and molds and tooling and all this stuff that we've got just laying there waiting for us to produce at our facility. I just kind of look for the crappie to be doing the same thing: brush piles, shady areas, suspended fish, white bass in the evenings, trolling. Hey, you might even troll a scrounger. I'm sure they're going to hammer that. Swimming minnows, rooster tails, be great areas to troll. Sweetwater, Governor's Island, Fifth and Boston, the islands out at Selbro will be great. And, man, you can just have a great time. Jigging spoons are going to work good, in the middle of the day out around Goat Island and Sweetwater. So I don't think you're going to have any problem catching fish, everybody. And I appreciate you listening, as always, and good luck out there.